All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of David E. Taylor Full Frontal Exposure, where everybody's opinion is a lie. I'm going to respond to a comment here. And this is going to be kind of an update on David kind of thing. And this is from Anne over in Ireland. Full Frontal. I'd love to get your channel up to 1,000 subscribers so you can shave before it gets hot. An up-to-date video pointing out the worst points on David E. Taylor and MIA, the money, the lies, the spending, homophobia, etc., designed to educate people who've never heard of him for us to share widely would be really appreciated. Thank you for all your hard work bringing down these shady money-grabbing cult leaders. Appreciate you. Thank you, Anne. So with that, let's start with the worst points on David E. Taylor. Misogynist, narcissist, sociopath, adulterer, no doubt human trafficking, sex trafficking, drugs, in and out of this cult, okay? There's no doubt mental abuse, some sort of physical abuse is going on because we've gotten eyewitness testimonies, okay? The people that have given these testimonies don't want to come forward because they're scared. So you won't... People have come forward on the channel and have shared their testimonies, guys. And they asked me not to share who they are because David fucking sends his little cult members out to stalk people. All right? So all of the above. Misogynist, sexist, homophobic. I mean, any preacher that gets up and starts calling people out based on their sexual orientation, that's a big red flag, okay? Right? Let's see. So that's number one. Why David's MIA? David's missing in action right now is because he's broke, he's scared, he's hiding, he's no doubt running from the IRS, changed his name again, right? Changed his name for a fourth time in just as many years, guys. What church does that? Somebody that's no doubt hiding from the system, hiding from the IRS, laundering money, trying to create some sort of paper trail for the government, creating some sort of paper trail so that it's hard for the government to track down his economical crimes, which these are economic crimes, guys, okay? And they're very hard to prosecute. David is using a 501c3 to defraud the government, right? The video I posted a couple weeks ago about the people in the Humane Society, those people defrauded a 501c3, okay? Think of the progressive repercussions it's going to be on David and Michelle when the IRS finds out they're using a 501c3 to launder money from the government, right? Big difference. Big difference. The only difference between that couple in Florida is they got caught, right? Somehow they got caught. Accounts weren't matching up, and that's what the IRS needs to look into here is the numbers that David's sending the IRS aren't right. They're all wrong. They won't match up if you go back and put all the numbers together. Nothing's going to match up. So the money problem's big issue. Sold the Wild Horse Meadows house, okay? That house did get sold, guys, okay? It got sold. So the ministry no longer owns that house. It's most likely they're going to use the money from that sale. They're going to be upside down on the house, no doubt. Had to do repairs on it. And then they're no doubt going to have to pay off Harold Lewis, right? For the most recent court case that was settled. So David was in two court cases pretty much back to back, guys, okay? First he was with Rick Frazier and Debbie Frazier, okay? Right after that, gets into it with Rick Frazier over the residential center because he broke the contract, right? That case was just recently settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. We'll never know. There's no doubt some non-disclosure agreements that have gone on there. So nobody can say how much the settlement was for. I believe it's going to be around the $250,000 to $500,000 mark because that's what it stated in the contract if there was a breach of contract from the buyer, which is David, right? David's the one who breached the contract with Harold Lewis. So David is going to no doubt have to pay out Harold Lewis, 100%, man. Harold Lewis isn't the one that broke the contract. David stopped paying his rent, most likely. That's why Harold Lewis sued him. The lies, we all know David's whole life is a lie. Never gone to school, no kind of theology training or degree. He's spending all his money on lavish vacations and cars and boats and food and all this other bullshit. He's not using any of it for his little convoy of miracles. All right, so that whole truck driving scheme, that's kind of a sham too. So the Convoy of Miracles, he only did it one time, and that was up to Mayfield, Kentucky, where he got kicked out because our group members are a little more tied in than David is. Let's see. The spending, okay, yeah. The homophobia, yeah. David's a homophobe, 100%. And he will use homophobia. He used homophobia on Rick Frazier against Debbie Frazier, saying that Rick was gay and stuff like that, and he was sleeping with men, or Debbie said that, but there's never really been any proof of that, guys. So that's just all more bullshit that David's probably spreading around to make himself look better. The whole point of this channel is to educate people. Is to educate people who've never heard of David, or any of these cult leaders for that matter. Catherine Crick, you're on my list. Watching you real close. David Taylor, you're still being watched. These are destructive. By bite model, these are destructive cult leaders. 100%. No accountability. Answer to one person and one person alone. There's always some kind of group. You're gonna have some kind of. You're always gonna have somebody with you. Love bombing, all kinds of weird shit happens in this cult, and that's how it starts, is the love bombing, and those are reports that we've got from people who were sucked into this cult. That at first it's just they're overly loving. It's like obsessively loving, basically, to get you in, to make you feel like you're a part of the cult, right? Yeah. So David Taylor, okay. Let's see, the deposition starts in 2017. That's where it all picked up at, right? His fucking infamous deposition online. That's spliced and diced, apparently. Then you have the Harold Lewis case, which he just got done fighting. It was a 4-year court battle, 3.5, 4-year court battle. So imagine how much money that cost each side. Settled that out of court. He still got his bullshit, ridiculous stage being built down in Florida. How much money that's been dropped into that? Millions, most likely, with the account of inflation, lumber prices, the pandemic, everything. That stage should have taken about 6 months to build. It's going on, I think it's 2nd or 3rd year, 4th year being built, right? At Movie Prop Rentals down in Gladeview, Florida, right? And this project, it's huge. David thinks he's legit going to take this stage around America and do these fucking Cancer Crusade arena tours, or whatever the hell he calls them. But there's no way that this stage can fit in any of these arenas because of the size. It's just some ridiculous idea. David's most likely going to have to put in a shed or something and never use it. The spending, that's part of his spending. The stage, the cars, the trips, the houses, all that stuff, that's his attempt to launder money. Right now he's laundering money. No doubt he's laundering money through real estate, because he's doing all these really shady real estate deals off the books, cash deals, cashier's checks, shit like that. There's no bank loans. No bank loans. Also, I want to do Justin Edwards. This is a comment some guy left. David is a great guy. God just works in mysterious ways is all. Yeah, I highly doubt he's a great guy, and I'd like you to prove that he's a great guy too, somehow. I don't know how you plan on doing that. See, David is a heretic. God shall not be mocked. Yep. Michael H. Long, theoretically, if someone were to get a hold of David's social security number, someone could steal his identity, open up all kinds of lines of credit, and create some real interesting new problems for him to deal with. Theoretically. Theoretically, yes. Also, I wouldn't want that shit on anybody, because I wouldn't want somebody showing up asking me if I was David E. Taylor. David's social security number, guys, is on the internet. It's on a public domain, too. I have it on his fraud reports. I recommend don't do anything dumb with it. Honestly, don't use somebody else's social security number. That's just asking to get caught up in fraud, right? No doubt. Norman Muniz, I can't stop watching his deposition and believe he's not in jail. David is a piece of shit. Yes, he is a piece of shit. 100%. I couldn't stop watching it for a long time either, Norman Muniz. Manny Guzman, thanks for being here. Basha Florence, I see you. Thanks for being here. And the worst in David E. Taylor. The homophobia, the narcissism. He's a fucking full-blown sociopath. No doubt mentally ill, on drugs. All of the above. David is a walking disaster, really. David's a walking disaster right now. That's why he doesn't come out. He's a walking disaster. He knows if he comes out, we'll be all over him, which is exactly why he won't come out anymore. He knows we're watching him. He knows we're watching him. He knows we're going to continue to watch him. And he knows we'll continue to destroy him if he comes out on social media, which is why he won't come out. Let's see here. Let's see if I got it here. Let's see. Missing in action. Okay, so we got that. The money, okay. Laundering money, no doubt, guys. David's laundering money. David, you're laundering money, dude. Why do you change your why do you change your church name so many fucking times, dude? 4 times. Resurrection Media Ministries, you bankrupted that. Joshua Media Ministries, Kingdom of God Global Church. Now it's Marvels in America World Healing. You have 4 tax ID numbers that you've gone through in the last 4 fucking years, David. This is very shady. This is a bunch of red flags for the IRS. If they're not seeing this, you know, then I should be doing your fucking job. Or all of us, for that matter, should be doing this job. Because if you guys aren't doing your job, who is? What are we paying the IRS for? What are we paying the government for? All our fucking hard-earned tax dollars. To do a job, right? But David gets to go ahead and just change tax numbers and, oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's better. It's almost like it's better to be a shitty scam artist preacher in America than it is to be a straightforward fucking hard-working, decent, upstanding, tax-paying citizen.